now for our special segment, Banking on the Budget. Just about 4 days to go before Budget 2012, and today we focus on what India Inc. really wants from Finance Minister Pranab Mukherjee. Adi Godrej, Chairman of Godrej Group, joined us earlier in the day with his views. We of course also began by asking him what the Finance Minister can do to really spur the investment climate and boost confidence. Mr. Godrej, this of course in many ways is being viewed as a make or break government budget for the government in many ways. What are the 2 or 3 main things you think the Finance Minister may consider and push for in this budget?
Well, what is very important is there must be a considerable fiscal stimulus in this budget. The economy is not faring well. GDP growth is decelerating. It's extremely important that especially industries that are not doing well, such as capital goods, power, property development, need stimuli, and the government must look at adjusting taxes in various areas whereby those adjustments can get them more revenue. Sometimes by decreasing tax rates you can get more revenue because you stimulate activity. That part of budget making will be extremely important this year.
But Mr. Godrej, clearly corporate India is suffering from a bout of depression. What does corporate India particularly want for the mood to change? There is a lot of talk of the service and excise duty being raised to pre-crisis levels. Will this certainly come as a setback for growth?
Most definitely. Any increase in tax rates will be negative for growth. And I hope the Finance Minister doesn't resort to that, because last time the economy was not doing well, he reduced the tax rates and very successfully did that. That gave a stimulus to the economy and growth was restored. Now we are in a worse position than we were then. At this stage, to increase tax rates, to my mind, would neither be good for growth nor good for revenue collection, because the growth rates would further come down and therefore revenues would come down. This is the time to provide stimuli. What the Finance Minister also needs to do is to announce some major reforms. The biggest reform that will help the Indian economy and solve our macroeconomic issues is the goods and services tax. The Finance Minister needs to make some announcements to placate the states who are not cooperating in the introduction of GST and get it done. I think this is something the states and the centre must sit down and get done. It's been delayed for 3 years. It's an extremely important economic reform for our country. Then I think he should announce FDI reforms in aviation, in insurance, in telecom. Such announcements would add tremendous value to the sentiment being improved.
But Mr. Godrej, let's talk about GST. You've been pushing for that reform for a while now. You just mentioned it again. But do you think the government will have the support of the states in implementing GST this year? Because the UPA, of course, is on sticky wicket, and more so post the state assembly election results. How much can the FM really do? Realistically speaking, you think the resolve of the government to cut spending and subsidies will take a back seat and we will have a populist budget instead?
No, I think the GST is very easy to implement. It's very good for the centre, it's very good for the states. It just needs cooperation and it needs generosity on the part of both the centre and the states. And it can be done. It will benefit the centre, it will benefit the states, and it will benefit the macroeconomic situation. And I think on expenditure, yes, I think this is not the time to increase wasteful expenditure. I think expenditure must be controlled, and when the economic growth is restored with a good budget, then perhaps that year you could increase expenditures too.
So it certainly is going to be a tightrope walk, Mr. Godrej, between managing fiscal deficit and growth. What are the tools that the FM can make use of at this point? Is there a need for renewed divestment as well, a push towards divestment?
Yes, of course. And I think even the 40,000 crore target to my mind is very low. There should be a divestment target of 100,000 crore. And it's very easily doable. There are many ways they can do it. Unfortunately, the government waits till the end of the financial year to get active on divestment. Divestment should start from April 1st. And if the markets are good in the early part of the financial year, divestment should take place. Every year I've noticed that they wait till the end and then something or the other comes up and they miss their target. And the divestment must be managed efficiently with good advice and not set very high target rates for divestment. And besides divestment, I think the government should seriously once again look at privatization.
Would you believe and say then, Mr. Godrej, that last year was one of missed opportunity, and looking at the timing of the budget, do you think the government should go all out on reforms? If the finance minister sets a fiscal deficit target of 5.5% and a growth rate of 7%, will you be okay with that scenario? Is that a comfortable environment for India Inc.?
No, not at all. 7% is too low a growth target. We could easily have a growth target of somewhere between 8 and 9%. GST alone, implementation of GST alone, other things being equal, would add 1.5 to 2 percentage points to our growth rate. It would solve a lot of our macroeconomic issues. So I think we should not be satisfied with such low figures, because India's progress would be seriously thwarted. India needs to grow at 8 to 9% at least over the next 10 years. And perhaps even more. In fact, if GST is brought in, I wouldn't be surprised if Indian growth rate gets to the 9 to 10% level again for many years to come.
The other problem area, of course, is investments that have come to a near standstill. What can the finance minister do to spur investments and growth? To reintroduce investment allowance is one suggestion that has been made. On the other hand, we have the RBI late last week cutting CRR further, but that's clearly not enough, is what bankers are saying. The RBI is now waiting for a fiscal consolidation roadmap in the budget before actually cutting rates. But could that be lacking?
Well, one of the biggest disincentives for investment is the very high minimum alternate tax rate introduced. The minimum alternate tax was originally 7.5%, which to my mind is a reasonable minimum alternate tax. Then it has been subsequently increased, and today it is 20%, and with surcharges goes to around 21.5%. So you give incentives on the one hand, and then you take them away by having a very high minimum alternate tax. So investment incentives that you provide are being negated. I think the minimum alternate tax should be brought down to a maximum of 15% in this budget.
Adi Godrej, the chairman of the Godrej Group, with his views and the industry's wish list for Finance Minister Pranab Mukherjee, a serious effort to be made to spur growth and investment activity. We also got views from industry body CII and FICCI on what corporate India is hoping for.